business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Inspiration, motivation takes. Listen to the pod.
Welcome to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. Every episode is an invitation, a reminder that business and life isn't just about profit. It's about purpose. It's about showing up with a servant's heart in every deal, every decision, every day to make a powerful impact on others. Today's guest is going to light you up. Oh, I've met him twice already. Talk about lighting up. It's going to be like thunderstorms today. You'll be motivated. He's motivated me, got me excited about my marketing, and you'll be challenged. But more importantly, he's going to help you walk away with tools that inspire action both in your life, your business, and the lives of others, taking that resource and serving others. But before we dive in, here's your homework today, audience. How are you going to serve yourself and serve others today? Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't go, oh, I didn't do it yesterday. Just go out and call somebody. Doesn't have to be a big impact. Even a small act of kindness or courage can change the game. So lean in, take notes. Let's discover how servant leadership in business, in this case, marketing, can create ripple effects that last far beyond the bottom line. Hey, a quick shout out to my sponsor, Epic Impact, the only universal, emotionally resonant messaging framework that works anywhere for any audience. This 4-step system transformed how I pitch, how I post, and how I podcast. I engage, I persuade, I inspire, and I close with clarity. I use it daily, and boy, does it work. Grab your free trial at epicimpact.ai with promo code Steve to start inspiring action today. And real quick shout out, we just hit top 20 in small business marketing a couple months ago. My guest is going to be part of this, but you guests and you audience that are listening, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know why? Yeah, I love that I got accolades. It's really cool. But it's about you because you know what? You're impacting people. You're listening, you're sharing, and you're giving the gift of this podcast. So keep doing that. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. With that being said, Tim, welcome to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart.
Steve, thanks for having me, man. I'm excited to be here.
You're excited about marketing. I've met you twice already, and I listen to you, and my heart flutters. It's kind of fun, too, guys. But that's okay, because it's true. About marketing, I've learned a lot from you. Where's this passion coming from?
Oh man, gosh, I don't know. I guess it's just somewhat ingrained in me, but I don't know. As I wasn't always in marketing, but when I got in marketing, as I really started to think about it, it's like, gosh, if you don't have marketing that brings in new clients, doesn't matter what the hell you do. Like it is so important, but it's usually an afterthought for a lot of business owners, and it really shouldn't be, because there's nothing wrong with growing a business on referrals, but most businesses hit a ceiling that they cannot break through unless they really start focusing on building a marketing engine. So I guess deep down, that's probably where it comes from.
It's well said, because I think of those companies I talk to that put $500,000 a month in Google ads or Facebook ad, whatever. How you doing? Oh, we're struggling. I'm like, keep hitting your head against the wall. Something's going to break you. It's the wall, your head.
Yeah.
And that's what I see marketing. I mean, it's okay to try it if it's working. Fantastic, but it's different for every company.
It is.
Talk about the approach in marketing and how your unique approach. It's very cool.
So how I approach it. So when we help clients escape that marketing maze by building a marketing engine so that they can stop guessing, throwing stuff up against a wall and actually start growing. And, the way I think about it is you want to build, I call it a supercharged marketing engine. There are 3 core components to this. One is strategy. Think of strategy like the fuel for the engine. Who are your ideal clients? Who are you serving? What is your message to attract and engage those people? And what are you offering them, right? Is it meeting a burning need that they have, a huge problem that they have to solve now, right? Then you've got planning, which is where you're picking the marketing channels and tactics that you're going to leverage. Think of those as the parts, right? You're picking the parts and assembling the engine. So within planning, we need to think about, how are you going to generate leads? Once you generate leads, how are you going to convert those? How are you going to nurture those leads and convert them to clients? And then once you get clients, What are you going to do to retain them? And how are you going to generate referrals from them? So we've got the fuel, we've built the engine, then we have leadership, which is the mechanic. You got to have somebody to maintain the engine, right? Engine, you can't just stick gas in the engine and expect it to run forever, right? You got to have a mechanic who maintains that engine, makes sure that it's running efficiently and that it's being optimized. So within leadership, we're looking at, the metrics that you're going to track. How are you going to actually implement and execute on your plan, right? Great plans go to die at implementation and execution, right? Or they succeed there. Just depends on how well you do. And then optimization, right? Marketing is not a set it and forget it activity. It's a constant process of testing, measuring, and then learning, and then wash, rinse, repeat. So at a high level, that's how we focus on building an engine.
Well, it's a super high level. You're up in the clouds with that because you're unique and different. But I love the marketing engine analogy because as you're talking, I'm going, God, Tim is brilliant. I need oil.
But thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I mean, think about it. I need oil. I need transmission. I need gas, leadership, sales, marketing, because you're really a sales guy too. I got you, Steve Ramona, a lead and go, okay, go sell them. You go, let me take it deeper and help you flourish that lead, even if it doesn't go through, to follow up with the lead, which is all sales. And leadership is just, it's just unique and different. I've talked to a lot of marketing agencies and it's pretty cool. So
I've tried to keep it as simple as possible, right? Because marketing can get very complex and because of that, it can get confusing and people they try different things and they're stuck in the maze, right? I'm going to go down this path. That didn't work. Let me go back. We need to get out of that maze. And to get out of the maze, we need to keep it simple, because a lot of people feel like, oh my gosh, I have to do all these marketing things. I've got to be everywhere. And the reality is you don't. Like, very successful businesses are built on 2, 3, maybe 4 core marketing components that they have just gone deep in and they know them and they work very well. You do not have to be everywhere.
It's audio. I say this all the time, I'm rarely speechless, but that is such a golden nugget because it takes pressure off. And your HR department has a system, your sales team has a system, marketing has a system, admin has a system, across the board, there's systems everywhere. You're just helping them build that. Because what I don't know, I don't know. I just can't throw ads on Facebook and go, clients are going to come.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And that's what most people do. They throw stuff up against a wall, hoping something sticks. There's just no real plan or strategy behind it. And then so they just end up in this situation where they're spending money on marketing, they're spending time, it's not working. And they're like, what do I do? Like, I've tried all these things and they don't work. And it's not that the tactics don't work. It's that there are parts of the engine that are out of alignment, right? Things have been taken out of sequence, right? That when you do things in marketing is just as important as what you do.
It's I think of what people do is
jump into tactics.
Yeah.
When you just jump into tactics and you don't know who you're targeting and you don't know what you're going to say, there's a problem. It's not going to work. Yeah. Again, there's no fuel for the engine. You built the engine, but no fuel. It doesn't work. So that's why strategy comes first. Then you start to look at planning and then you look at leadership.
And people with business, even entrepreneurs, try to save money. And I call it the YouTube syndrome. I'll just go to YouTube and type in marketing and I'm going to get I get it all taken care of.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know what? That's a really good look. The information's out there. All the information we need to be successful is out there at this point. The challenge is when that area is not your area of expertise, you have no way of evaluating whether that information is good or not, right? Like, I had a call last week with a prospect who I could tell had done a ton of research in ChatGPT, bouncing ideas. He was because he was bringing up terminology that people in marketing talk about, but other people just don't talk about. And I brought this up to him, and he was like, "Yeah, that's the challenge. Like, I don't know whether this is good information to act on or not." And that's why, people like me exist in every field, right? You need to rely on somebody to help guide you through this, to evaluate whether the information you have is good, what you're doing is the right thing. Otherwise, you just go down a path that wastes time and money.
Yeah.
And,
Pay you the
why not?
yeah.
We don't
Pay
want.
you a fraction of that and double your income, double your growth. Because I'm going back to the engine analogy. I use this all the time. My car breaks down. I need a new engine. Steve Ramona's not going in the driveway and start putting a new engine in. Well, I don't have the tools. I don't have that. I go to a mechanic.
Yeah.
We have to have the same mentality in business. Yeah. That's HR and sales and across the board. But in this case, we're talking marketing. It's very cool. So marketing, the other problem with marketing that you solve and other marketing agencies solve is it's ever changing. Talk about that and how you come in and solve or help that.
Yeah. So that's a really thank you for bringing this up, because it's a really good point. It is constantly evolving. But here's the nuance. With where I focus in marketing on building the engine, it's about the fundamentals. And the fundamentals in any discipline do not change. The fundamentals of hitting a fastball are the same when you're in Little League, and they're the same when you're in the majors. Same thing in marketing. The fundamentals of marketing, they're the same today as they were 50 years ago, and they're going to be the same 50 years from now. The evolving are the tactics, the marketing channels. And so I like to tell people you need to obsess about the things that don't change. Get those right, because when you have those right, you can apply those to any tactic that comes up in the future. But to be successful with any tactic, you have to have the fundamentals down.
That's why sports teams
Right?
practice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly like why do all these pro athletes, sit there and hit free throws one after another, or stand at the plate and hit fast balls? Because you gotta, like, the fundamentals need to be so ingrained that you don't even think about them. They are instinct, they are second nature. And we need to have those fundamentals in place for our marketing if the engine is going to work.
The power question here then is give us a couple of those fundamentals.
So the first fundamental, and I touched on this, is who are your ideal clients? Okay, everything from a marketing standpoint is driven by that. Everything. So the big challenge, the big mistake most people make is they target very broad. I serve small businesses, right? If they've got a heartbeat and they have money and they're willing to pay me, awesome. But that doesn't work, because we end up, well, one, it's too broad. When you try to target broadly, your message is very broad in scope and it's not specific, and it doesn't resonate with people. The other thing is, trying to target broadly costs way too much money. And small businesses do not have the budget to target broadly. You have to go narrow. And when you think about it, even if you look at companies like, Amazon or Apple, it may look like they're targeting broadly, but they have specific campaigns within their marketing that are very, very narrow in scope. They just have a lot of those, and it amounts to a very broad market. But we have to understand who our ideal clients are, who they are, like, from a demographic perspective, and psychographically what are the problems they have, what are they thinking, what do they want to have happen, what are their aspirations? Because once we understand that, then we can start to identify, where are they? When you know where they are, then you know where to go with your marketing to get in front of the exact people you want to work with. you also know then how to start creating messaging that's going to be specific to them, messaging that talks about their specific problems and how you uniquely solve them and the results that you can help them obtain. But if you target broadly, you never get there.
You are a finance guy, and you're going to go, what the heck?
I'm a math guy. So I was a math major. I I was always good at numbers, like it just comes intuitively to me. And when in college, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I was like, well, math's applied in all kinds of places. I'll just major in that. I didn't want to do what everybody else was doing. I could have been a business major, but I was like, there's a ton of people doing that. I'm going to do math. So that's what I did. And,
Yeah.
but now I'm in business. So,
Well, and I love your approach because you're really saving people a lot of money. You're not going, hey, Steve, spend 1,000 here and let's see if it works. It's like, let's build the fundamentals, then build your tactics, your
yeah,
strategy, and then we'll have more. You're going to spend less because you're going to be more narrow where you're going to go. Maybe it doesn't work, but instead of spending 1,000, it might be 100 here, 100 here, 100. Oh my God, this third one is the game
yes,
changer. Let's put a little more money here. Oh,
yeah. When we can
audience, this is
target,
huge.
when we can target more effectively, it's much more efficient. It doesn't mean that everything works, right? And I think that's an unrealistic expectation that some people have with marketing is like, well, I do it and it should just, it should just work. Well, marketing, even people like me who are in it every day, it's a constant process of testing, measuring, and learning, right? The things you do that don't work help you get to the things that do, and then you can double down. So that's part of the process. So you can't go into it thinking that everything's going to be perfect. It's not.
Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. What does a successful business that's marketing correctly look like to you?
Wow. I think it's probably a little bit different for each
Mhm.
business, right? Like one of the things I always say is there is no one size fits all marketing plan, right? Everybody's at a different place. So you can't just take a template. Even if I look at two businesses that are the exact same size, same industry, their plans are different. They have different people, they have different capabilities, they have different goals, different budgets. They like different things. All of those impact what goes in the plan. So, what does a good engine look like at a base level? It takes pressure off of their ability to grow the business because they're not worried about where leads are coming in and their ability to convert those leads and retain those leads. They have an engine and they have systems within that make things repeatable, right? So at a base level, that's what I think everybody's looking for, right? And most of the clients that come to me, the problem that they believe they have is they have a lead generation problem. They're like, I need to generate more leads. I need more tactics. But it's not a tactics problem. It's an engine problem. There are things out of sequence in the engine. So we build the engine, and then it's like, hey, how much pressure would be removed if you just knew that you had enough leads coming in this at a pace that you wanted to grow it at?
Messaging is a big problem, especially look at social media. Some of this messaging I see, and you've probably seen it, you're shaking your head. It's
Oh,
crazy, and it is what it is. And that's why people like you, just like you said earlier, because that's so critical, knowing your purpose and tying the messaging. We're coming to the end here. I want to get personal with you, Tim.
yeah.
What does your legacy look like in the next 3 to 5 years?
Oh man. That's a man, you ask really good questions. I love it. Um, for me, it's my goals for the next 3 to 5 years are to get my business to a place where I have freedom of time and I can do what I want with my time. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to work. Like I'm one of those people I love what I do. I enjoy working. Um, but I want to have freedom and flexibility in my life if something comes up and somebody that I love needs help, I want to be able to go, I'm there. I'll be there like as quickly as I can get there and be able to drop whatever the hell I'm doing and not worry about it.
Tim, I'm signing up for that. Where's that class? I am all freedom with you. That is powerful because you're still serving, you're still valued. There's got to be money in everything we do. You're going to get paid for you being successful. When you bring value to people, it's like you walk in and buy eggs. I need eggs for my kids. Well, you're going to go buy eggs. There's value. The grocery store gave you eggs. Price has gone down, thanks God. I saw it yesterday. That's why it's in my head. It's amazing how much the price of eggs gone down. But I don't want to get off the side note. I love your legacy because that's a true servant's heart legacy. And you're going to be successful, whatever that looks like. It's different for everybody. But you can lay down at night, put your head on the pillow and go, I did the best I could to serve, especially in this marketing, which is the wild, wild west. It is amazing what's out there and how people are getting ripped off. I hate to say it, but people
it's true. It's true.
Yeah. And we've talked about it. It brought back our last call when we just first met, how we talked about that. People are just not willing to help people. They're like, hey, it's 100, I just talked to a lady, spent $10,000 on her website. People disappeared. She got zero website. That's a lot of money, even if it's $100 or $10. You're taking care of that. And I love that. Well, I've got one fun question for you.
Sure.
Let's learn about Tim. So I've got a reservation at a restaurant for you. There's a table of 4. You're going to sit in one of the chairs. So in those 3 empty chairs, who are you going to invite, whether they're dead or alive, to get to know, to learn from, to ask questions? And I think more importantly, what food would you order as well?
Oh boy. Food, I would say, I like all kinds of different food, but I can eat Mexican food at any point in time. So let's go with that. From a standpoint of who I would have at that table, man, there are so many different people that we can learn from. But I guess the people that are coming immediately to mind for me, a lot of them come from the business side of things, but I would say Tony Robbins would be an interesting one. I think Steve Jobs would be another one. And how about Warren Buffett? He would be another good one as well. So ask me that question tomorrow and I might answer it differently, but
off the top of your head, that's the whole idea. What's off the top of your head? Because I could pick 50 people I could think of, including my dad and my cousin. Yeah, but
we're gonna get done and I'm gonna go, oh man, I should have said that person.
You'll be busy with those 3, so that's okay. And what's interesting, Tim, which is why I like asking a question, all marketing experts in different ways. It's amazing. It's amazing. Tim, I knew it would be, but this was an incredible podcast. Your heart in marketing is so evident. I appreciate you opening up to us what you do, and you really have that servant's heart. I know somebody listening, or a lot of people listening, are going, I want to reach out to Tim. So how can they do that?
Yeah, the best way to do it is our website, which is rialtomarketing.com. It's RIALTO marketing.com. The other thing, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm there. It's just /Tim P as in Paul Fitzpatrick. So Tim P Fitzpatrick. Connect with me there. I'd love to start a conversation with you.
And I'll have audience, all those links in the description, in the notes of the YouTube channel. When it comes out in a couple of days, you'll have access, or reach out to me and I'll get that for you. Tim, thanks again. You've blessed my podcast. I knew you would, but I really appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Steve.
So audience, last thing, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribers are great, but here's why. Because when you subscribe, I'm a subscription to 10 podcasts, and I'll get them once a week or when they come out. Hey, a new one came out. Gary Vee's the guy I listen to, speaking of marketing. And I just listened to this morning, but I got that, in an email, hey, a new show's out. Here's why. If you're looking for marketing help, or somebody is, share this podcast link. You get it sent to you, go, man, this is good. Joe needs to listen to Tim. You just impacted them. Maybe it's a little, maybe it's a lot, But that's the gift of podcasting. I see that I'm sharing out to the world. I've got my megaphone. Use these as gifts. Doesn't have to be my podcast. Any others out there you're listening to, if a show resonates, send it to people. I do it all the time. And I get so many thanks for that. So let's do that. With that being said, me and Tim want to thank all of you for watching or listening to this podcast. And we'll see you all in the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day, everyone.